Hello there and welcome to the Mobile Academy. And if you want to become a job ready Flutter developer, make sure to check out the courses on my website mobileacademy.io. Here you will find all of the courses related to the Flutter development. You will find the professional course as well as the basic course related to the Flutter. You can also find some of the free courses over here if you want to just go and try it out, or if you are just a beginner on the Flutter and then the React Native, you can also find the free course over here. And if you would like to be a full stack developer, we also have the course related to the full stack developer, related to the Node.js, Express, MongoDB, as well as the Flutter over here. And if you would like to join the Flutter bootcamp, there is also a bootcamp course over here. So make sure to go and check out the course over here. There are free and then they paid course. And if you want to be a job ready Flutter developer, this is the course that you want to take. So see you guys on the next lesson. Till then, have a great day.
Yeah, hello there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson over here. And this is the Flutter clean architecture with the Riverpod project over here. We will be building a Flutter application using the clean architecture with the Flutter Riverpod over here. And this is not a beginner course, so if you are a complete beginner, or if you are not familiar with the Flutter as well as the Riverpod over here, then this course is not for you. So this is really not a beginner friendly course, and if you want to learn some basic concept, make sure to go and check out my other courses over here, and you should be good to go with that one. But for this particular course, it is required to have some Flutter development experience, maybe a 6 months, 1 year, or even more than that would be good. And also the Riverpod, or the knowledge of the Riverpod is required. And if you are not sure about how to use the Flutter Riverpod, make sure to go and check out my course on that one. I have a full course regarding the Flutter Riverpod as well. And that's just the thing that you have to know about this. That is the prerequisite for this particular course. So let us get started, and welcome to the Flutter clean architecture course with the Flutter Riverpod. So let's meet up in the next one. Till then, have a great day. Let us continue with our lesson over here. And in this particular lesson, what we need to do is we need to go and create our login screen. And this time we are not going to create it manually. Let's try to do using the AI tool, and we'll be using the ChatGPT over here to create our login screen over here. And let's see how good it is to create that particular screen for us. And let's go to the chatgpt.com, and if you have an account, you can just go and log in, or just go and sign up. It's pretty simple, but I'll just go and without creating an account, I'm just going to provide some let's go and provide the prompt over here. So I have already created one prompt over here just to test it out. I'm not sure how the output will be because I haven't run this particular prompt before. So let me just try to read it out. Hey Flutter expert, actually it's not the export, expert. Hey Flutter expert, create a login screen with email and password, and add an option to log in with Google and Apple account as well. It should be an icon button with a matching color, matching Google and Apple color. If user has not created an account, so an option to navigate to the sign up screen. The login button should be an field the icon button with a login icon by default, and when clicked it should show a loading indicator. The form content should be placed in the middle of the screen and should be scrollable, and add a simple validation rule for email and password text form field. So this is a bit of the prompt engineering. So if you have learned about the prompt engineering, you should be already familiar like how to create a proper prompt over here. I'm trying to give as much as context over here to the ChatGPT so it can create a proper login form for me. So let's try to see how good this particular prompt is, and let's see how much of the code or the UI it is able to generate for us. So let's try to run this one, and let's wait for this to complete over here. And I guess it's able to generate some of the code for us. And let's try to go and copy this particular the content over here. And for this one, let's go back to our the feature, and in the widget I'm going to create a new one. So let's call this one as the login form and then the dart file, and let me copy some of the content over here. So this is the login screen state over here, and I guess I will copy it from this particular single child scrollable view, or what we will do is we'll just copy it from the form over here. So, or let me just copy it directly from here. So let's go and copy the scrollable content directly from here, and I guess this is where it ends. So let me just go and copy the particular content from here, and let's go and create that one over here. So I'll just go and create the consumer. I guess we will create the consumer stateful, because we require the stateful over here. So let's just go and create the stateful consumer over here, and then this will be of the login form as well. And let me import the Flutter Riverpod over here. First of all, let's just go and create that, and let's also import the material package over here. Let's go and import that, and we also need to generate this one. So let's just go and copy that one from here. It should be already there, so it's already here. So just copy this, and let's try to provide it over here. And for this one, we'll be using the init state over here to actually go and instantiate all of our the email. We have the email controller, and that will be of the equals to the text editing control as well as the password over here. And over here I'm going to use a dispose over here, and in the dispose I need to dispose that one. So let's just go and dispose our email controller as well as the password. And for this one, I'm going to make this one as the, let's just go and make this one not a final. So let's just go and say this is of the lead variable, and let's not initialize it over here. If you prefer it to do that, should be also fine, but I prefer it to doing it in the init state, so I can make use of the lifecycle event over here. And I guess that should be fine. And this too, I'll just move it after we call the super over here, right? Super that init state, and that should be good enough. So let's go and take a look over here. I'll just go and format this particular document over here. And now let's go down over here, and there is a simple validation rule as well. So we already have some validation rule in our signups, right? So let's just go and see what we have, and I guess we'll be using the same validation rule. So it should be later you can extract it somewhere, and it will be much more easier so if you use the same one. So let's just go and add this one, the simple email validation over here, and I need to import the hard coded over here. Let's just make this one as the const over here, and in the decoration it didn't add the proper decorations, so we need to add that proper decoration as well. So I'll make use of the same decoration over here. So let's just go and add the same decoration that we have. So let's just go and add it over here, and I need to import this one as well. So k small, right? So k small that we have previously created. Let's just go and format this particular document, and this is of the email. So now it looks fine, and let's go to our password over here. And for the password, I guess we have that particular validation. I'll just go and copy the whole content. So it was I guess we didn't provide all of this information, that's why it's not able to generate that one for us. But let's try to see over here. So let me just try to format this as well over here, and I'll just make this one as the const over here, and then let's try to see what it is actually doing. So this is actually the icon button, so I'll just make this one as a const for now, and later we'll try to replace that. I guess the this one will be of the login with, and I'll just go and say dot the hard coded over here. So we will extract all of this to the separate the widget later, but for now let's try to go and fix all of the issue over here so we can move this to the separate widget over here. So I'll just go and say this is of the hard coded, and into navigator we are going to use the context dot the push from the Flutter Riverpod. So let's just go and add, I want to navigate to the sign up screen over here, and I need to import that particular dependency. So let's just go and import the core router over here, and that looks pretty good over here. And now we have this particular circular progress indicator, and this is not actually quite correct. I guess the prompt that we provided over here, it's not good enough, I guess. So we need to do the same thing that we have done actually with our sign up. So if you go to the sign up button already, so we have that the content over here actually. So what I'll do is I'll just go and copy this one and create that particular button. It wasn't able to actually generate the good enough content for us. Probably that's because the prompt was not good enough. So I'll just go and rename this one with the login button over here, and let's just go and rename this one as well. This will be of the login, or I guess it will be of the login, so it may be much more better. So let's go and say login button over here, and that should be good enough. And here we just have to say this is of the login, right? So I guess it's in the uppercase or the lowercase. Is it in the uppercase or lowercase? Maybe we'll just go and say this is in the login, and let's just go and keep it as the same over here. And now let's just go and take a look. So currently this is in the loading, so we need to create actually the controller. So by default I'll just go and say for now it's of the false over here. So later we'll go and replace that one over here with the controller. Let's just close it over here, and then it's loading. So let's just keep it as this is just a warning, just not the error. That should be fine. We need to fix that with the provider. And here I can go and remove this one, and actually I will add my button over here. So that will be of the login button, right? And we need to pass in the unpressed over here, and currently we don't have that particular function. So let's just go and create the void, and it will be of the underscore the actually a login over here. And let's just add a simple button over here, and later we'll do the actual validation. And I'll just go and say this is of the login over here. That should be good enough. And let's try to go and take a look what we have over here. Let's go on to the top. So I don't require this one, so I can remove this one actually from here. And let's go and see if we have to do something else over here. So let's try to go and relaunch our application, and let's try to see how it looked like in our device over here. Okay, so we haven't seen that because we haven't provided it over here the login from each of this one. So this is already holding the single child scrollable view, and here we don't have to provide that. So just go and add the login form over here, and let's import the login form over here. So let's just go and import that. And now let's try to go and remove all of this, so it will be much more cleaner. And this can be removed over here as well, and this will be of the hard coded from the command package. Let's rerun this one, and now it's look pretty good. So that's the icon doesn't look pretty good over here, but we can obviously go and replace this one with the better looking icon, or we can also go and do some kind of the download the ping file or SPG from the internet. That's perfectly fine. The spacing over here is not correct, right? So it did not generate that or maybe our prompt was not good enough. And I told the AI to actually provide this in the center of the screen, but it's not in the center, right, as well, because I guess we are using the scrollable content over there. And what we will do over here is the sign up. So let's try to test it. So page not found. So the sign up, it did not found that one. So let's just go and take a look what we did in our login. And let's go down over here. Let's see context.the-push and the sign up. So do we have that particular route? So let's go to the route, and in the route name we have the sign up. And here let's go to the go router provider. And okay, so this is the sign up. It's not actually the sub route. So path is of this last sign up. Let's just go and grab this one from here, actually context.push, and we want to actually go to the sign up screen over here. SING. The spelling is actually incorrect for that one, so this is the actual correct spelling. Sorry for that, the spelling is not correct. So SING is incorrect, so that was incorrect over here. SING, right? That's sing. Oh, sorry for that, that's not actually correct. What we need to do is we need to go back to our screen, SIG and sign up, but let's go and see. This is a SING sing. It's not actually correct. So SIGN sign up, right? So that is what we have to do over here. Sorry for that. And SIGN, it should be SIGN, and I need to do the same thing. Not the NG sing, but SIGN. Okay, sorry for that, the spelling incorrect. SIGN sign up, that should be fine. And let's import that particular SIGN over here, and the error should be gone. And now let's try to reload this one, and now let's try to go to the sign up. That's cool, so it's working fine. It was able to generate some of the content, but not the all, right? So we were able to do it pretty fast compared to the previous one where we did it manually. So let's just go to the sign up form list, and let's see what is the padding or the size that we have. So this is the size that we are using. So let's just copy this and provide it to our the text form field over here. And let's just go and reload this one. So we got that. This is of the email, and this is of the password. Email and then the password. And here I guess we don't have the, let's just try to go and add the let's import the, okay, so it's not showing actually the keyboard over here. So let me just try it manually. So it's actually hiding that. That's perfectly fine over here. So we have the obscure text is true. That's pretty good. And I guess we can remove the scrollable content from here. So let's just go and try to replace this one, remove this, and let's try to see. Okay, so now it's in the center. I hope we don't require the scrollable content over here. Let's just go and remove that. And this one will add some more sizing over there. Currently I guess in the if you go to here, and in the here we have used the extra large, right? So let's just go and copy this one from here, and let's provide it over here. So this is the extra large, and I'll also do the same thing for the extra large for this one as well. So that should be the one, or I'll just go and provide the K large over here. That should be fine. So let's try to see. Okay, so this is login with, all right, and then let's go down over here, extra large, and then the large. I'll just copy this content, and I'll just provide it over here, and let's just go and add it over here. So that should be good enough. I guess it's the extra large is too large for this one. Let's just give it as the large and let's try to see. And now next thing what we'll do is we'll try to follow the separation of concern principle, and let's go and separate each of these particular widget to a separate file over here. In that way it will be much more easier for us to maintain, so you don't have to come to this particular login form and do some kind of the maintenance or editing and all of that. So we will separate it to a separate file, so it will hold a separate responsibility for each of our widget over here. So let me just go and do it and I'll come back, so you can just go and follow along, or else if you want to just go and do it in your own, that's also perfectly fine. But let me just go and pause it over here and let me just go and create all of those and come back again. And now here you can see that I have cleared all of those and move it to a separate file. Next thing what we'll do over here is, if we go back to our sign up form, I guess we have this particular form validation, and we'll just copy the whole thing from here. Let's go back to our login form over here, and in the login function let's just go and add that. So we don't have the name, we just have the email and then the password over here. So let's just go and try to add that. So let's just go and remove that. So we just have an email and password over here. And once we have this particular form data, what we'll do is okay, so let's just go and have our controller over here. And in the controller, we haven't created that particular function. So let's just go and add the void, and this will be the set form data. And we'll just update our state with the form data that we received. And we also haven't created the provider, so let's just go and create the provider for this one, and then the provider will be of the login controller. And this is not the auto dispose, this will be of the auto dispose notifier provider over here. Actually, let's just go and make use of the auto dispose notifier provider. And here we require the type is of the login controller, as well as we require the login state over here. And here we have to just go and create the new instance of our login controller, right? So login login controller dot the new over here. So now that should be good enough. So now we have this particular provider, and it's also the auto dispose. So let's go back to the login form over here, and now I need to go and grab the login controller provider over here, and we'll just go and set the form data and also the login form controller provider, and we need to log in after the form has been successfully filled. We need to go and call the login API, right? Login, right? So call the API and set the form data and do the validation over here as well. So that should be good enough. And let's go back to our login button over here, and this one should be of the ref.the-watch, and we need to watch the login controller provider, and we need to set the listen to the its loading state over here, and that should be fine. So we will be using that one over here as well. And any other thing that we have to do over here is, let's go to the login form. This is what we have, and then the login. So this is what we have as well over here. This is login with. So here we don't have anything to watch over here currently, and we just need to implement this one on the later stage. And then this icon should also be replaced with the proper one. I'll give you as a homework to just go and find a proper icon and replace it with that one as well. And if not, then I'll try to add some of the icon to the repo as well, so you can also go and take it from there as well. And you can, otherwise you can just keep it as it is over here, because we are not going to implement it over here for now. And let's go and take a look if we have to do any other thing. This is of the login, that should be fine. We are watching the loading state, that's also fine. Don't have account, so we just need to navigate, and we don't have to watch anything over here. So that looks pretty good over here. Let me just try to hot reload over here, and let's see if it is working fine. So let me just go and do some validation, and you can see it's perfectly working fine. The validation is working fine. And let me just try to add the Richard plus one, add the test.tcom, and let's try to go and set the ABCD add 1 2 3 4 5 6, I guess, the password. So let's try to go and log in over here, and let's try to see. So we are not getting any of those actually. So if you go to the debug console over here, it should it's actually calling the API, and it's giving us some error actually over here. So it's the error actually over here. So what we need to do is we need to show an error, and then the loading state, success state, and that's the homework that I would like you to do. And because we have already implemented that in our sign up, so the listener of all of those over here. And we will meet up in the next one, where we're going to implement the listener for all of those errors, success, and the loading state as well. But for now, that's all. So let's meet up in the next one. Till then, have a great day.